Hi, Marauders, it's Wednesday. I don't have a challenge this week. What am I gonna do with myself? Like, actually, I have no idea. I literally just put the camera on the stand, started it, and sat down. I have nothing to go on, no script, no ideas, nothing. You know what's interesting? I just started reading a book, and it's called The Inner Game of Music. I can't remember the author, but it's based off of this other book that's called The Inner Game of Tennis, and there's like this whole series of the inner game books. It's all about how you get past the crazy mentalities that your brain puts up so you can become a better player. And like, seriously, this is so helpful so far. Because like the last 2 weeks of school, mentally, I was like the worst person ever. And like trying to prepare for my jury and performances and stuff, it kind of sucked a lot. I should probably explain what a jury is. It's like the end of the semester and I have to play in front of a panel and show them what I've learned, and they give me a mark and it's worth 40% of my lessons. I thought I was okay before my jury, but then the day of the jury came and I just started to freak out and panic. And it was kind of terrible, and I didn't play that well in my jury, though contrary to the mark I got, apparently I played really well. I was terribly nervous, and I don't think I've ever been this nervous before, especially for a performance. Like, I never get nervous. I shouldn't say never. I get a little bit nervous, but it's not enough to affect my playing super well. I don't really get nervous before wind ensemble concerts or percussion ensemble concerts, and I think it's because, you know, performing in a group, it's a lot easier than being on a stage by yourself, having to perform in front of people. The only time I remember being quite that nervous was when I had to conduct the symphonic band at the university. I got up on the podium and I had to just calm myself down and take a couple deep breaths. And my hands started to freeze, which is what usually happens, and they got really sweaty. I conducted through it, I conducted fine, and I got out of there, and it took me a while to get my baton back in the tube because I was shaking so much. So that's the kind of nervous that I was. So, the inner game, it's awesome. There's 3 important factors. It's awareness, will, and trust. Awareness is just being aware of your body and your playing and the sounds. Will was your will to overcome your self-1 and let your self-2 shine through. There's this whole concept of self-1 and self-2. Self-1 is that little voice inside your head that tells you you're terrible at things and critiques you all the time and is very, very fond of shouldn't and you shouldn't do that and don't do that. All of that stuff. And then your self-2 is your creative potential. And your will is your will to let self-2 shine through. Trust is trusting yourself. For me especially, I have a hard time believing people when they say that I'm a good player. Like, I'm told this quite often, like especially when I was going through mental states. People tell me I'm a good player, and I don't believe them because I think I'm terrible. So it's your trust to let your second self shine through. And it's gonna be hard for me to do that. So, especially if you're a musician, The Inner Game of Music is a really, really good read. Especially if you have problems like I do with performance and getting around your head, because that's everything that blocks me. It's in my head. And now we sit here while I think of something else to talk about. Shut up, phone! And now we sit here while I think of something else to talk about, though probably that rant about the inner game was like worth 2 minutes at least, and then I'm totally okay and I have a video for today, so that would actually be kind of good, because I can't think of anything else to say. Hopefully you enjoyed it and kind of learned something maybe, I don't know. I just sat down in front of a camera and just words are spewing out of my mouth and I don't know what's happening and there's no plan and it's just going Kylie, I will see you tomorrow. Bye, girls. I am a Professor Zoidberg. Yeah. That's the noise he makes, right? He has like, oh, it's only like 4 tentacles. He only has 4 tentacles over here. It's like, I think that's the noise he makes. Yeah. I'm gonna go now. Bye!